Good morning, guys.
Hello, friends.
So we sadly had to check out of the Green Point campground at the Pacific Rim National Park, but we're now in Ucluelet and we're gonna go fishing.
Yeah, it is like ridiculously rugged and yet beautiful here. We found perfect RV parking and it's just super good coastline for rockfish, we're hoping. So maybe today is the day we catch ones bigger than last time. Anyway, we're gonna get back to the RV now that we scoped out a fishing spot, grab our gear, then it's go time. This is a map of Ucluelet and the Wild Pacific Trail, but look how cool of an area it is. You enter on this side from Pacific Rim National Park, a bunch of cute towns and shops there, but the rest of it's just one giant rocky outcrop of an island, so there's gotta be good fishing somewhere around here. So cool. So, the tide is coming up right now. We're about midday today, so we're hoping we don't get stuck out here and stranded on the rocks when the tide comes up, but I think we're in control of the situation. It's pretty windy out right now, so the audio might turn out a bit so sorry in advance if it is, but let's hope with all these rocks here, there's gotta be some rock cod lurking somewhere. Maybe a kelp greenling. Fingers crossed and wish us luck. So today was a bust. I think we're gonna throw in the towel here and move on to the next spot then.
Yeah. Sad, but like at least the views were like really amazing while we were fishing,
Yeah.
so it's not that bad of a deal.
Yeah, it would have been worth sitting around and kind of taking in the view anyways, so at least even if you don't fish and catch nothing. Pretty nice.
So that trail that we were just on to get to the little fishing spot there, it's called the Wild Pacific Trail, and it's seriously a must-do if you come to Ucluelet. I had no idea it was going to be so insane, but it's like 8-kilometer hike and we only saw like a tiny portion of it, and it's all along the cliffs and the waves crashing, and seriously, unbelievable. Okay, so while we're still in Ucluelet here, and before we go and find a free camping site, we're gonna go and check out the Amphitrite Lighthouse. I think that's how you say it. But it's actually where the Wild Pacific Trail officially starts. But we're gonna go and check that out and then probably have dinner and then go and find a free camping spot for the night.
Super beautiful point here, and it's kind of neat to see this lighthouse. It's very short but thick. Maybe not quite as exciting as some of the East Coast lighthouses we've seen in our last year's playlist there, like Cape Spear or a lot of the Prince Edward Island ones, but you know what? Not a bad lighthouse you got here, West Coast.
Okay, so I quickly whipped up some nasi goreng. It's a it's a classic Indonesian like fried rice topped with fried egg. It's so good. It's just stir fried in some like sweet soy sauce, so I just kind of mixed some brown sugar with some soy sauce, stirred it all in the fried rice with some veggies. So good. You gotta try it.
And just like the whole Pacific Rim National Park adventure began, dun, 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 We ended up back at Port Alberni Walmart. We were gonna attempt to do a Forest Service road, but by the time we left the Ucluelet lighthouse, it was pretty much after dinner time and already getting late. We had some plans to maybe try and find a spot Alysha could use our inflatable kayak we packed this year. But again, the sun was already going down, so it wouldn't have been too nice to go when it was already dark out. So we're gonna settle into Walmart here, grab some groceries. On Amazon, we ordered an air filter for the generator, and that's over at the Canada Post here in Port Alberni. So we're gonna run over there in the morning and grab that as well. Change out the generator's air filter at least. And then also, last night, we went to the Pacific Rim National Park sandy dump. We were worried it might be super busy on Sunday. So we dumped our tanks last night, filled them with water. And then this morning, when we still had the power hooked up to run the water pump a lot, we put like 2/3 of our fresh water into the black tank right away. And then we have this like, I think it's a command powder packet. We put that in the black tank as well. It's supposed to help kind of dissolve and eat away and kind of give a deeper clean in there. So we put that with all of the water, and then we took the RV for the drive today up all through the mountains, which is beautiful, by the way. We had the perfect golden hour sunset at least to drive those mountains back to Port Alberni, but we drove that drive with our tank full of water and the kind of acid stuff in it, so that should have been a good slosh around to clean the black tank out. So Canadian Tire's right across the road from Walmart, so we'll also be dumping the tank tomorrow, but this should work out pretty good.
Alright, so this morning we're having coffee and breakfast like we normally do, but we figured we'd show you this breakfast finally because we've been having this literally like so often lately. We're making like European pancakes. They're kind of like crepes, like I honestly don't know the difference. But one of my childhood friends, their parents would make this literally every morning for us, and it was so good, and I literally like just recently remembered about it, so we've been making it a lot in the RV. Literally 3 ingredients: eggs, flour, and milk. Oh, and a bit of salt too. And then, yeah, we just fry them up in the pan. It takes a long time because we can only do one at a time. Another frying pan would definitely be a bonus. But yeah, and then we put jam in the middle, sometimes some syrup. So good. All right, so 2 eggs. Two-thirds of a cup of flour. And 1 cup and a little less than 1/4 of a cup of milk. Very scientific measurements, I know. And a few cracks of salt. And it should look like this, like a really pretty runny pancake batter. And then all you have to do is pour, like I pour 1/4 cup into the sized frying pan. And it's easiest if you take it off the heat so it doesn't all cook in the spot that you put it right away, you know? And then just swirl. And the trick is, don't move it, don't try and flip it, don't try and like loosen it up until it's golden brown around the edges, because when it's all cooked it'll naturally release. Like I just put some butter on there too, but yeah, if you try and flip it too early, you'll know because it's gonna stick and it's not gonna want to move, and don't touch it. So this is when you know it's ready to flip. You can see the edges are lifting and they're turning a little golden brown. Ooh. Then after a minute, oopsie, hard to do one-handed, don't judge. Okay, anyways, you got these spots on the other side, and it's golden.
Woo!
Luke rolls his way tighter than I ever do, but personal preference.
Give him a sleeping bag roll. Alysha rolls them more like a burrito.
That one's crispy.
Ooh, it's a crispy one. Like so.
Alright, well, time to make myself one, and back and forth, back and forth. Takes a while, but definitely worth it.
Lucky us, we have a beautiful sunny day again here in Port Alberni. We are getting so good luck with the weather lately, it's amazing. Alysha's over in the post office right now because we have our generator air filter to pick up. We ordered it on Amazon to Port Alberni, so we're gonna pick that up, and then we're gonna head across the road, and I'm gonna grab an air filter for the truck, change both of those out tonight in the evening. I think we have a boondocking spot on a Forest Service road outside of Nanaimo, so hopefully that works out, because we're gonna double back to Nanaimo, get a bit of shopping done, and then that way when we boondock out there, we can do some more clamming and oysters and everything on the way back through too, because a whole lot of driving and a whole lot of adventuring coming up again, back on the road. Okay, so we just bought the air filter at Canadian Tire. We have about an hour or so drive ahead of us. And I figured, honestly, what's the point of changing the air filter in the truck tonight? The generator is a bit more pulling off panels, but this is so quick and easy to change your vehicle air filter that you might as well do it before you drive, because there's no reason not to, honestly. So, ooh, orange even. Sports edition, maybe.
Look how clean it is.
Yeah, you want to see our old one? Oh no, she ugly.
Ooh.
Not so clean. Please don't tell me in the comments below I'm doing it wrong this time. I mean, if I am, please tell me, but I hope that I can change an air filter, right? Ooh, that sounds right. There it is. Let's hit the road.
Thanks again, Canadian Tire. So one of the things that we really wanted to do on this trip while we were heading around this area is going to Cathedral Grove. It's a really cool hiking area and they have some giant trees and it looks really, really cool. But unfortunately it's closed right now, and it has been for weeks, and I'm sure it will be for weeks and weeks more, because they're doing a lot of upgrades to the road in this area, which is why we're stuck in traffic right now. But they're also doing a whole bunch of upgrades on the hiking trails and stuff like that. But it would have been really cool to go and see it, because it's actually where they filmed a couple of scenes for The Return of the Jedi, I think I read. The Last Jedi? I don't know, I don't really watch Star Wars. But anyways, it would have been cool to see where they filmed it at least, and like whatever, but sadly it's closed. Also, really random side note, I don't think we've ever talked about this, but this whole trip we've been on so far, we've been trying at least to wave at every single Class C or Class A
or B.
Not travel trailers, we're not trying to like skip on you guys, but there's just too many, so we just decided to do all the motorhome and vans, and we've probably only gotten like 3?
Yeah, not a whole lot.
I think we've only gotten like 3 waves back, and to be fair, a lot of the time we're going quickly and like there's glare and stuff, so maybe they don't see us right away, but we just got another wave.
Yeah, last year, if you remember, we were waving at all of the adventurers only, but this year we've broadened our horizons a little bit, so if you see us on the road, give us a wave.
Okay, that took a little longer than expected. Google Maps told us that it would take an additional 20 minutes because of the construction, but it ended up taking an additional hour and a bit. So it works out all right though, because we're making a quick pit stop here. A bunch of you guys have told us that we need to stop here, so we're gonna go check out some goats on a roof.
Magnet. So, not gonna lie, that Coombs Emporium slash goats on the roof attraction here, I was like, oh yeah, everyone says you gotta go see the goats on the roof. The goats were super cool, but I gotta say the marketplace below the goats on the roof had all sorts of crazy sauces and like magnets, lanterns. It like, I don't even know, literally everything you can imagine. Food and not food related. They had all sorts of Japanese knickknacks. So while we were there, we picked up some red pepper jelly jam, which we're gonna put on crackers with some cheese in a bit. And I picked up a kind of sauce that we've bought in Mexico before. It's actually made in Mexico, kind of a hot sauce. Last time I had done the habanero one, this time we did the jalapeno. It's kind of a chipotle jalapeno, so we'll try that out, see how that is. But man, I could have spent so much money in there if we had more to spend. They had so many cool things and so many delicious options. But we're gonna get out of here now because we'll still have to get to Nanaimo tonight, and a few of the stores are gonna start closing. Alysha needs one store that closes at 6. So we're back on the road to Nanaimo, and then it's gonna be find a boondocking site from there still. Whew, what a good sunny day, loving it. Also a pro tip, the goats on the roofs a little bit of the ways over there, the roadside parking was crazy. So we just kept driving down this way and looped around. And then you find this back parking lot. So this back parking lot, look at all this open space to pull your RV into. It was a lot busier when we were here earlier in the middle of the day, but this is where you want to park your RV definitely if you're coming this way as well. And now that we've reached Nanaimo, Alysha's bought her girly hair stuff. And now I get to go to my store. We were gonna go here last time we were in Nanaimo, but it closed, but tonight is the night. Big purchase coming up, I'm pretty sure. Big purchase coming up too, I think so.
Big purchase?
Oh,
I don't think so.
Man, in my books it is, so stay tuned. I think we're gonna go with a beigey hat and a sockeye shirt. What? I could use a new t-shirt. So many things to buy here. Also, we're gonna look for bear spray and bear bangers because this is probably the best shop to do it. And I don't think we're gonna come across another one before we get into like bear country, so might as well. Back in the RV now, but I have to say, Cabela's, that's like my favorite store in the whole world. Honestly, the fishing selection's amazing. Their shoes, their clothes, their coffee cups, their houseware section of lamps and lanterns, quilts and blanket stuff for your bedroom would be so cool. I've never owned a good like hunting gun or anything. Owning a gun would be cool. They have like pulley bow and arrows. They have displays of wild animals and stuff in there. Oh, but anyways, let's get into the haul of stuff we bought. Starting off with the fishing, one of you had recommended the Buzz Bomb to us a little while back now. So we had to pick up this fella here. I went with the beige Bass Pro Shop hat that we showed you earlier. Got the t-shirt, very nice. There was a heavy duty bushcraft book. It was only $20 Canadian. And they have all sorts of little outdoorsy hacks, how to do a bow drill, fire, and some of that kind of stuff. We're really into some of those outdoors shows lately. We're watching the Alone show. So if you're into that kind of stuff, that's a great one. And then also while we were there, a few of you had mentioned bear bangers and bear spray to get. So we did get bear spray in the end. When in doubt, we did want to actually have some spray to help defend ourselves at least. Might be useful on Vancouver Island in the Sunshine Coast because there are bears. But specifically when we're up by Jasper, we may be doing some boondocking in northern BC. And then we're driving in the mountains through the Rockies. There could be an opportunity for bears there. So I'd rather have this and not need it than need it and not have it, as they say. One other thing we did get there too, I can't show you because Alysha's wearing it, so we'll have to show you in a sec. But even Alysha got a hoodie. Boy, that's like a Disneyland for me in there. I love it.
Ta-da!
Wow, look at that, Alysha. $25 too. That store has great prices on top of all the great stuff they have. Alright, so we just ventured up this Forest Service road. I had to swerve a big boulder that was like half in the road, but we kept on going and it was a bit bumpy. And then we got to this other dead end with all these rocks here. There's a big muck pit right there, a big hole of mud. So we did a bunch of like a 4-point turn to make sure not to get stuck in that. And we're gonna go try and find a different Forest Service road instead. This might turn into a complete fail though, so let's hope this works out. Okay, so when in doubt, we're actually gonna go just slightly south of Nanaimo and go to that boondocking road we used the one other time. It was a super nice quiet spot. It was a good spot to catch a sunset, and we're having another nice sunset right now it looks like, but bummer this spot didn't work out. We scoped it out on the satellite view ourselves. It is a forest road, but there's a lot of mountain bikers in the area, so maybe they put these rocks on the road. But when we looked at it, even the Google Street View car went up as far as we were going to camp. It's not too often the Google Street View car actually goes up that high, so clearly something has changed since then, but what can you do?
Alright, and here we are again at a familiar spot, our Nanaimo River pull-out little camping site here. It's so nice. Like, we got here last time when it was like sunset as well too, and it just looks so nice with all the colors and stuff around us and all the trees. So nice. But now that we're stopped here and at a little campsite, Luke's just gonna change out the generator air filter now since we picked it up from the post office today.
So this is a genuine Onan part. They also have the Green Label Parts Company apparently under their name, but we bought it off Amazon and got it shipped to the post office in the end. We thought Canadian Tire or a store like that might have them, but we couldn't find it in stock anywhere apparently. So when in doubt, Amazon's your friend, I guess. So we're gonna hop into the generator hatch here. And this guy is nice and easy to change, at least. I still have yet to figure out how I'm gonna get off those two other plugs I complained about before. I think I might need a tool called an Easy Out, it sounds like, from my dad, but this one I actually can do. It's gonna take a little bit of using your noggin, quite literally, to accomplish this feat. Very, very small spot. Whew. They don't make it easy, but as you can tell, you compare the old one to the new one, quite a bit cleaner. So we're gonna swap that on out, see if I can get it in there a bit easier than it was taking it out. Aha! And just like that, close it. And the generator actually has a lockable hatch as well. And that's a wrap, folks. But I think with settling into this campsite that's gonna work out for the night and everything taken care of, we're gonna call that a wrap on the RV vlog here. If you enjoyed the video, you know it. Give her a like, it does help us out and we love seeing the support. A whole lot of new places and a whole lot of adventure to come. And we hope to see you there. Night, friends.